And welcome to this edition of ACAP Today for Monday, the 20th of April, Patriots Day here in Maine. And we'll be pleased to welcome to our program today 4 special guests from our early care and education site here in Presque Isle, better known as Gouldville. And they're going to talk about our incredible food service work that we're doing throughout communities in Aroostook County. We spoke last week with some of the team that was delivering meals in the Caribou and Greater area, and there is quite a great area there. This week we're going to talk with folks at the Presque Isle site at Gouldville about the great work that they're doing and the expansion work that they have coming up. But first, as we do always on ACAP Today, we're going to share with you the news and highlights today, news you need to know throughout this pandemic crisis and how we can help and we can assist members of our community. And so we begin with news of the rent relief program that was launched by Governor Mills last Thursday. This program was introduced as a $500 rental assistance program for Mainers that are having difficulty paying their rent because of COVID-19 situations. It is for households that are in the median income range to below that do not receive other assistance to pay their rent. We certainly encourage folks to log on to mainhousing.org/COVID-rent to check out the details of that program, and you can fill out an application online. If for whatever reason you're unable to fill out the application online, if you don't have access to a computer or the internet or what have you, we encourage you to call us here at ACAP 764-3721, and we have staff that will be able to assist you beginning tomorrow morning. So please do consider applying for COVID rent assistance through that program if you are in need of assistance. This will pay for $500 toward your rent to support you, and will ask your landlord not to evict you in the month that the assistance is provided. In addition to that, we are also providing assistance to community members in accessing their economic impact payments. These are the stimulus funds that we've been talking about that the government has been paying out. For individuals who haven't filed taxes for the last couple of years, for whatever reason, you will not be receiving an automatic payment. So this is one way that we can help you access that payment. Please do give us a call, 764-3721, and we will navigate the IRS website for you and get you all applied for your economic impact payment. We also want to remind folks that if you are in need of connecting with us, that we do have a new portal on our website. That's at the link that's found on our website as indicated on the screen here. And that link will actually ask you to fill out a number of different question areas that will help us better serve you and help us better align you with programs that you may be eligible for when we reach out to contact you and call you back. So please do look at that form and consider filling it out if you need assistance at this time. We also want to remind folks that the Home Energy Assistance Program and the Women and Infant and Children's Program, better known as WIC and HEAP for the prior, are available for community members. There's new eligibility guidelines for both programs, and given the economic conditions right now, more folks who apply for this program are likely to be accepted into these programs, and they're both great assistance programs. Speaking of the HEAP program has new guidelines for COVID that look back on your income during a shorter period of time and capture your income where it currently is. So if your job has been negatively impacted as a result of COVID-19, give us a call and schedule an appointment for the Home Energy Assistance Program. Financial literacy classes are also being offered currently by ACAP. The next one starts tomorrow, April 21st, and will run each evening, 21, 22, and 23 of April. For participants who participate in all 3 classes, a $25 gift card will be awarded at the end of the 3rd session. Please contact Chastity Holland at the number or email address on your screen to register. These are specifically for youth ages 16 through 24 years old. We also want to remind folks that in partnership with the University of Maine at Presque Isle, Maine Housing, and other community partners, we've opened a wellness shelter for individuals experiencing homelessness at Umpy's Woodine Gymnasium. If you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness, please do give us a call and we can help in this particular instance. And we want to remind folks of our community health programs, a vast array of community health programs and multiple resources that are available online. One of them is drugfree.org, but we also have the Quit link and assistance with tobacco cessation. So please do reach out to us if you are in need of assistance with many of our prevention programs. And lastly, this is Head Start recruitment season. We invite pregnant women to families with children up to the age of 4 years old, please do reach out to us, actually age 5 years old, please reach out to us about our Head Start, early Head Start, and even childcare programs. The number is 768-3045, and we certainly are looking for new students to join us this coming fall, and now is the time to do that. And all of that can be done at a distance. So we are now pleased to welcome to the program, I'm very happy to have joining me as my guests from our Gouldville Center, and they are in separate rooms at Gouldville so that we can hear them and see them all. First, we have Phyllis Howe and Kevin Barnes. How are you, Phyllis and Kevin?
Doing well.
Great. And so Phyllis and Kevin help deliver the meals every day. And two of the people who are at the epicenter of preparing the meals that we talked about are Val. Val, nice to see you there. And Chantal, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Great. So Val and Chantal, talk to me about the number of meals that you're preparing each day and what your day looks like right now.
Well, we start around between 6 and 7, and we usually have some deliveries coming in early. And then we start putting up between 70 and 80 bags of breakfast, lunch, and snack for our children. And then we do a meal for the homeless shelter for 20 people up there.
Wow. So you're truly feeding a community in this case.
Yes.
So Chantal, I know that you're relatively new to our team, but when the children were at the center, I'd visit there, and you and Val cook up some wonderful creation. Val's been with us for a number of years and does a tremendous job feeding children in our program. But how are you being creative about that? Because you're doing bag lunches and breakfasts every day, so you're trying to be creative where you don't have the ability to do as many warm meals as you did perhaps in the center. So what's menu planning like for the two of you?
It's definitely different. We're very limited on the foods that we're able to get that are as prepackaged as possible or doesn't need as much prep, but we are doing our best to try and rotate the choices that we have so that they don't always have the same kind of snack with the same sandwich, just to give them a little bit of variety to go with their spontaneous day.
What are you hearing back from families?
They seem to be happy that they're getting food. It's definitely a relief for them to not have to worry about how their child's going to get fed.
And I have heard that some of the children really like the little boxes of milk.
There you go. Yes, because right when they're in the classroom, they're eating family style, so they're pouring the milk themselves. So when they get to public school, the boxes of milk will be more familiar to them. But in the Head Start program, they don't regularly have boxed milk.
Yeah.
So Val, tell me, there's a new task that's coming to you next week, and that's adding a third meal of the day. Talk to me about what's happening with that.
Yes, we're going to offer a dinner meal in the evening. So we have tried to come up with a menu that won't be a sandwich. They'll have to kind of prepare it a little bit themselves. We're going to go with canned soup and maybe an English muffin pizza that they would have, and just a few different things so they don't have to have sandwiches twice a day.
That's great, and I understand that you're going to try to do some of that, so it obviously would be done at the home family style to continue that tradition that the children are used to in the Head Start program.
Right, yep.
Role that you get to play, Kevin and Phyllis.
We deliver the meals.
Yeah.
We usually don't see the children except through the door or the window. We've had a couple who had wanted to hug us, but we said, no, just blow us a kiss and we'll hug you when you get back to school. And we don't see any meals left on the doorstep or anything. So they are really appreciating the things that they get.
Kevin, you're the driver.
I'm the driver. I'm driving Miss Daisy. Yeah, so we help Val and Chantel, finish prepping the meals, in the bags and loading them and and we come back to the building to unload boxes there to make room, you know, at least once or twice a day, just because of the number of meals we're providing. And we also take the meals up to the homeless shelter that Val and Chantel prepare. And overall, everybody's, you know, very appreciative of it. You know, it's been going well.
So what's your trip? How many households do you reach? And how many miles every day?
It's just it's right around 100 to 110 miles a day. And we do it the 3 days a week. So actually on Monday, we're not really delivering one meal, we're delivering Mondays and Tuesdays. So it may sound, you know, say we did 70 meals today, we really did 140 because that meal is all in that bag is 2 sandwiches, not 1. So, and we also do the child education packets on Tuesdays, and now we're helping brainstorm with Val and Chantel on the new dinner meal that's approaching us, how we're gonna squeeze that in, you know, into the same size van. So it's a challenge, but we'll do it.
Now, Phyllis, you mentioned, you know, obviously not being able to give the kids a hug, even though they'd like nothing better than to, I think, bust out the door and give you a hug, because they were used to getting on the bus with you and Kevin to drive to program, and now you're driving to them and saying, you know, obviously we need to do the social distancing and the like. So, how hard is that for you? Because I know that you're a caring grandmother yourself, and I'm sure it's very difficult to not want to just run up and give the kids a hug.
It's hard, but their parents kind of help hold them back, and I'm sure, you know, explain it to them. We had a child I noticed today that had, I drew a pink heart on her sidewalk beside her house. So tomorrow I am going to find some chalk, and when we go back, you know, write a note to her beside her pink heart. And things like that. You'll be creative.
Great. And you did mention that the both of you, in addition to the food drop-off, do get to drop off activity packets that their teachers are preparing. How are you hearing all of this is received by the families?
They enjoy it.
Oh, I think Phyllis has frozen up. So while we're
Receiving mail.
Great. All right. Well, I think we missed part of that, Phyllis, but I'm going to go over to Val and Chantel now and talk to them about, you were talking earlier, Val and Chantel, about what you're looking at for dinner coming up in the following week. So altogether, when you add dinner to the equation, how many meals are you going to be preparing a week? Because you're covering 3 meals a day plus snacks, 7 days a week. Sounds like a lot.
I haven't added it up, but yeah, it's quite a few.
It's for a day, it would be almost 200 just for our kiddos themselves, and then add on the homeless shelter. So you're looking at about 220 every day times 7.
Wow. Certainly makes for long, hard days, but I'm guessing that the work is very rewarding, knowing that what you're doing and this lifeline that you're providing to families and to individuals experiencing homelessness.
Yes, it is.
Very much.
So talk about, you're thinking about dinner menus. You talked about soup, things like that. What are you two creating in terms of alternative menus so that it isn't sandwiches, as you pointed out?
Well, mostly it's canned things because we can't send out hot foods because of the time limit. And if we cook something and put it in a container, it has to be eaten within 3 days. And we're not sure if it would be eaten within 3 days. So we're kind of limited that way. We're trying to just get what we can out of cans, or like maybe give them grilled cheese sandwich and a can of tomato soup and just things like that. That would be quick and easy, but yet it would still be hot.
Do you miss the activity? You're sitting there and mostly empty Goulville School, all four of you, and it must be a long period of quiet. We're used to maybe some smaller periods of quiet when there's a vacation week or something, but it's been going on for a month now, and I imagine that you're missing the kids as much as they're missing you at the center.
Oh yeah, we miss the hugs too.
It's definitely quiet, but it's also nice to see Dave being able to get some work done. And when the kids come back, they're going to be surprised to see how nice this building looks.
I'm anxious to go over and see how nice the building looks. And I know we have Mr. Dave Buber, who's one of our custodians here at ACAP, and he's working hard over there with our weatherization crew that we've pulled out of people's homes and are doing some great work over at the center too. So I think we're all anxious to go over and see the great things that are happening there. Kevin and Phyllis, last thoughts from you on this new work that you're doing. You're not picking up kids and bringing them to center anymore. You're taking materials and nutritious meals out to them. How's that making you feel?
Good,
Yeah,
good, yeah.
feels great.
It's like Christmas every day.
Yeah, Phyllis gets to see a lot of the countryside because of the flood. One day we went out the Washburn Road on the way to Washburn, and we had to take back roads that Phyllis has never seen. But where I've delivered through UPS for 24 years, I knew all the back roads and stuff. So she got to see a little of the countryside.
He takes me places I've never been, and some of them I never want to go again.
Yeah.
In my neck of the woods, they refer to those as the concessions. That's the outback part. Yeah,
Willy wags.
Yeah, the willy wags, I guess, is the equivalent. So, so great work to all of you. Val and Chantal, I'll let the last word be yours in terms of how your spirits are at this particular time. I know we're all sort of reacting and reeling with all of the changes to our daily lives that are going on, but how are you doing in terms of the work that you're doing and just how you're feeling these days?
Well, I'm very thankful to still have a job to come to, and it's nice to have something to look forward to help pass this time.
I'm doing well. I am also grateful for my job. So, and I have good family support. So we're doing fine. And I just hope that all the kids are doing good too.
And we haven't killed each other yet. So.
Right.
There you go. You're quarantined together, all four
Right.
of them. Well, you know, I have to say to all of you, thank you, because we're very fortunate. You all pointed out how fortunate you are to have a job, but we're very fortunate to have all of you because the work that you're doing is making a difference. We're keeping families fed, both mentally and I think certainly physically fed. And helping them on their educational and their development journey at a very, very critical time for our country and our county. And so God bless you all and thank you all for the tremendous work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So I want to thank all of you for joining us as well. And just before we head out, just to show you a couple of pictures here. These are not pictures of our Presque Isle crew doing their work, but these are pictures from our Caribou team. And then the bottom one you may well recognize is Allison Gooding from our SNAP Ed program in Southern Aroostook, reading one of those stories to children on our YouTube site. So we thank all of our crews, and the work that they're doing in Presque Isle that we just spoke about is happening in Caribou. There's also similar work happening in Fort Kent and in Holton, and even our crew in Dyer Brook working with the public school system that are all delivering meals and activities to students. So this is one example of this work happening countywide. And lastly, before we have our snapshot of the day, reminding you that we're all in this together, and we encourage you to reach out to us if you need help of any kind. Our number is 764-3721. We can also be reached online at acap-info@acap-me.org. Check us out on the web, check us out on Facebook, and also check out our new YouTube channel where you can see past broadcasts of this program and many other wonderful things from some of our early care and education and prevention professionals. And as we end every day, this is our snapshot of the day, and it's a very appropriate one given what we just talked about with the crew here as our guests, because this is social distancing, but still connecting. As Phyllis and Kevin pointed out, when they're delivering meals, they often get waves through the window, and this is a young man named Jesse, who attends ACAP's RSU, which is Regional School Unit 50 Partnership Program in Dyer Brook. He's showing his artwork through the window to Kim, our bus monitor, and Connie, bus driver, as they deliver meals and learning packets to him. His mom, Isha, says, Jesse is doing really well with our new way of learning these days. The most important thing that I have put into play to make this successful is a schedule. Every day he knows what times are for school, and I break it up throughout the day. He enjoys getting his new packets of schoolwork and is always very excited about completed projects so we can send pictures to his teachers. So there he is, young Jesse in Dyer Brook, and he is our snapshot of the day. On behalf of all of us here at the Aroostook County Action Program, I'm Jason Parent. Thank you so much for joining us on ACAP Today, and we'll see you again tomorrow.